should begin action within the next 10 minutes, and hopefully that rain and thunder stays away throughout the day. 3 games taking place on this field this afternoon into evening. In Group C, Deportivo Nacional, Inter Moengo Tapoe, some familiarity with each other. Golden Lion, a new club into the equation this year. But Nacional and Moengo Tapoe, they played each other in 2018 in the group stage of this tournament and in the semifinal, with Inter Moengo Tapoe winning both of those matches handily by a combined 9-0. So a chance at retribution for Nacional today after finishing in 4th place back in that 2018 tournament. Moengo Tapoe ended up as the runners-up, losing to Club Franciscain of Guadalupe 2-1 in the final. This tournament has been on hiatus the last 2 years because of COVID, but returns now for what will be its final edition here in 2022 with the upcoming expansion of Concacaf Champions League. Both the Concacaf Caribbean Club Shield and Caribbean Club Championship will combine and give way to a brand new Caribbean Cup, which will launch in 2023. So a last chance for all the teams involved to lift that Concacaf Caribbean Shield on this season. 31 Caribbean Football Union member associations, 27 of them classified as non-professional leagues in CONCACAF, and as a result are able to enter one team into the Caribbean Club Shield. 11 nations have a representative in this year's tournament: Aruba, Bonaire, Curacao, Dominica, Guadeloupe, Martinique, Puerto Rico, St. Lucia, St. Martin, Suriname, and Turks and Caicos are the 11. So we have Aruba's representative and Suriname's representative getting things going here in Group C. 11 teams split into 3 separate groups, 4 teams each in Groups A and B, just 3 teams in Group C. All 3 group winners will advance to the semifinal, in addition to the second-place team with the best overall finish. And the second-place teams will be ranked based on average of points per match, and then from there, average goal differential, average number of goals scored, and so on and so forth. All averages, because with 4 teams each in Group A and B, and then 3 teams in Group C, the Group C teams obviously at a disadvantage in terms of raw totals because they will all play 1 fewer match. And then as we get going through this tournament, the highest-ranked group winner will face the top second-place finisher in the semifinal, with the other 2 group winners facing off, unless that best second-place finisher is from the same group as the highest-ranked group winner. In that case, we'll shuffle things up just a bit. As long as the 2022 CONCACAF Caribbean Club Shield champion meets the criteria required to participate in the Scotiabank CONCACAF League, there will be a play-in match on May 24th between the 4th-place finisher of the CONCACAF Caribbean Club Championship and the winner of this tournament here. And the winner of that playoff will be the last Caribbean berth in the 2022 Scotiabank CONCACAF League. So there's a bit of an explainer on how this will all go down over the next week. Teams are getting set to take the field, and we will join you for kickoff.
Deportivo Nacional de Aruba y el equipo Inter Moengo Tapoe de Surinam para el partido de esta tarde de la Concacaf Caribbean Club Shield. Damas y caballeros, las eliminaciones para el equipo Deportivo Nacional de Aruba.
Here's a look at the starting lineups for both teams, beginning with Deportivo Nacional. Dreyer Bracco, the head coach, and he has a couple of players with some national team experience out there. Edward Clarissa, who's out there in the midfield. Joshua Aguirre in the midfield as well. And the goalkeeper, Jose Cruz Arroyo, with national team experience for Aruba. This team hoping to improve upon its 2018 performance in this tournament, where again they finished in 4th place and lost twice to Inter Moengo Tapoe by a combined 9-0 in the group stage and then in the semifinal. Referees for today are led by Ben Hoskins of Canada. He will be the man with the whistle in charge of everything. Captains handle the coin toss, pose for a picture. On the side of Inter Moengo Tapoe, Naldo Kwasi, the captain. Davis Oliveros, the captain for Deportivo Nacional. And here's a look at that lineup for Joseph Yoko and Inter Moengo Tapoe. Naldo Kwasi again leads the way as the captain. And they have a few players with some international experience as well for Suriname, led by Serginho Edouard, 24 caps for Suriname, and Mikkel Darson with 23 of his own. Damian Brunswijk in the middle as the creator for this team, hoping to make it back to the final as they were in 2018, where they fell to Club Franciscain of Guadalupe. It will be Deportivo Nacional in the red and green from left to right. Inter Moengo Tapoe from right to left in the yellow. Here in Mayaguez, Puerto Rico, where the sun has finally peeked through the clouds after a weather delay pushed kickoff back about a half an hour. Eleven teams begin here in the 2022 Concacaf Caribbean Club Shield. One winner will have a chance to make the Scotiabank Concacaf League. And here we go. Match number 1 here in Group C between Deportivo Nacional and Inter Moengo Tapoe. Here's Davis Oliveros, the captain, with a quick surge forward for Nacional. Every team participating here in this tournament is the most recent champion of their domestic league. For some teams, that means 2021, and for some teams like Southeast FC of Dominica, that means 2020, after their season was canceled last year. A couple of teams, unfortunately, had to withdraw, which is why we shuffled it into 11 teams, divided into 3 groups. Groups A and B, 4 teams each, and Group C, which both of these teams are in, just 1 team. Sorry, just 3 teams. Final edition of this tournament before everything combines into the Caribbean Cup next year as the qualification process for an expanded Concacaf Champions League. Here's Deportivo Nacional attacking through the left side with Vladimir Francois. All of Inter Moengo Tapoe comprised of players from Suriname. A good mixture for Deportivo Nacional. A couple of starters from Venezuela, Colombia, Jamaica, and Haiti as well. Now out for a corner kick. Deportivo Nacional based in Palm Beach Nord in Aruba, playing in the nation's first tier of football. Corner swung in, a bit too close to the keeper, but it spilled by Sherwin Dorson only briefly. Brunswijk knocked away by Carabali. Deportivo Nacional, 6 times the champions of Aruba since 2000. Plenty of success in Suriname for Inter Moengo Tapoe as well. 10 times champions of Suriname. They've won it every single year from 2006 to 2020, with the exception of 3 seasons. All but 3 years in there, the title belonged to Inter Moengo Tapoe. Foul here just outside the area as De Sosa goes down. Another set piece on the way for Deportivo Nacional. Joshua Aguirre sets it up. Capped for Aruba 1 time at the senior level. Some of these players could feature in June as CONCACAF Nations League rolls through again. Aguirre launches it all the way to the end line, curls inward, still alive. Into the arms of Dorson. That ball looked like it was destined to go all the way out for a goal kick, right off the free kick, and just stayed in. Carabali sent forward, looking for Oliveros. Playing with it at the back, Amo Ferry. Very experienced defender for Moengo Tapoe. Amo Ferry, 11 starts for Suriname as well internationally. Now up the right side for Gilberto Crony. To the end line, cuts it in front. Nobody was there. Romeo Castile began his run too early to the back post. He holds that up another heartbeat, and he would have been there for the easy tap-in. That was the first chance going forward for Inter Moengo Tapoe. foul against Inter Moengo Tapoe. Couple of set pieces early on here. This one a bit too far for Deportivo Nacional to make much of it. They look to play quickly and just get the ball going. Taking it the whole way up the right side, Gerald Vikes. Amo Ferry. Edward. Too far out in front for Gilberto Croni. And out for a goal kick. Neither side coming up with any chances so far through 7.5 minutes. Most of the possession has gone Deportivo Nacional's way. Deportivo Nacional finished, as I mentioned, in 4th place back in 2018. Lost 5-0 to Inter Moengo Tapoe in the group stage and 4-0 in the semifinal. They had wins over USR of Guadeloupe and Weymouth Wales of Barbados to reach the knockout stage. And then Nacional lost 3-1 to Bonaire's Real Rincon in the 3rd place match. They're also involved in this year's tournament as the representatives from Bonaire. Inter Moengo Tapoe, the runners-up back in 2018. They played last year in the expanded 2021 Flow Concacaf Caribbean Club Championship. They won Group A and defeated Metropolitana Puerto Rico to reach the final, where they lost to AS Cavalli of Haiti. They qualified for the 2021 Scotiabank Concacaf League as a result, and hoping to get back there this year. Edward up the right side into space. Croni. Edward back for Croni. Gilberto Croni's ball in. Seemed like Brunsvik might have had a chance at it, but he watched it sail over his head. Good sustained attack from Moengo Tapoe. Deportivo Nacional looking to counter, but well defended on that right side. Into some space in the corner for Francois, but he can't do anything with it. All the way back to the keeper. And Dorson shanks it. Good high press from Deportivo Nacional. Action will begin elsewhere in groups A and B throughout the day. Bayamon FC of Puerto Rico, Platinum FC of St. Lucia, Southeast FC of Dominica, and Junior Stars FC of St. Martin make up Group A. SV Real Rincon of Bonaire, SWA Sharks FC of Turks and Caicos, Young Holland of Curacao, and AS Gossier of Guadeloupe, the 4 teams in Group B. These 2 teams here, plus Golden Lion FC of Martinique, the participants of Group C. tournament was introduced back in 2018, held in Dominican Republic, where it was won by Club Franciscain of Guadalupe over this Moengo Tapoe side. Suriname has had some success in the previous editions of this tournament. Then 2019, Robin Hood of Suriname faced Club Franciscain of Guadalupe and beat them 1-0. Flag goes up here very evidently on Davis Oliveros. A good 5 to 10 yards offside. 2020 and 2021, we saw this tournament canceled, of course, due to COVID, and returns this year here in Puerto Rico. A reminder, this will be the final edition of this tournament. Also the final edition this year of the Concacaf Caribbean Club Championship, which takes place in May with the upcoming expansion of Concacaf Champions League and the end of here's a chance here. Moengo Tapoe laid off top of the box, just wide. Gerald Vikes put the shot wide. Here's another look, squared back by Brunsvik. Good power on the shot, but just wide of the post. To wrap up that point, with the Scotiabank CONCACAF League coming to its conclusion this year and CONCACAF Champions League expanding, the whole qualification process will get a jolt in 2023, and that's where the new Caribbean Cup comes in. It'll be an expanded version, sort of combining the CONCACAF Caribbean Club Shield and Caribbean Club Championships. So all of these teams will still have a way through. Path might just look a little bit different. As it stands, whoever wins the Club Shield will square off with the fourth place team of the Club Championship in a playoff, with the winner of that playoff going through as the final qualifier in the 2022 Scotiabank CONCACAF League. That Club Championship begins May 13th, runs through the 25th. Cibao and Vega Real of Dominican Republic, Violet and Arcai of Haiti, Cavalier Waterhouse of Jamaica, the teams involved. Asabiji. No trouble for Jose Cruz Arroya. Almost found a way through. Vladimir Francois was looking for it. Now here it is through to Oliveros, but couldn't get on by. Crony turns the corner. Headed away by Banton. Pressure causing issues here from Joshua Aguirre, but too much, commits the foul. Deportivo Nacional not having the same success in this year's domestic campaign as they did in 2021, where they lifted the trophy, which got them here to the Club Shield. They are in 7th place at the moment in Aruba, with just 20 points through 16 matches. They're coming off a big win just 6 days ago, 12-1 over United FC. That snapped a 3-match losing skid for Deportivo Nacional. On the left flank for Darson. Chance to get a cross in as the clouds cover the sun once more. Keeping an eye on storms in the area throughout the day. Cost us about a half an hour here before kickoff. Pushed back from 3 to 3:30. Hoping to avoid any other delays. Here's Brunsvik. Gets it through. Amoferi in front. Chance again brewing for Inter Moengo Tapoe. Save made by Cruz Arroyo off the foot, and then he makes the grab. Thought it might have been trickling in with the spin on it off of his foot. But from his backside, able to make the grab. Here's another look. Gerald Vikes again with a chance for Inter Moengo Tapoe. Just 2 matches left in the domestic campaign for Deportivo Nacional. One more in April and then one at the beginning of May before their 2021 season comes to an end. Still technically their 2021 into 2022 season. Stretcher being summoned onto the field for Anduelo Amoferi. A chance for both teams to regroup for a moment. Nearly 20 minutes in, still scoreless here from Mayaguez. Inter Moengo Tapoe settling in. More of the possession and the better of the chances. Baya goes back to Sherwin Dorson, the keeper. Hasn't had much to do so far. Amoferi summoned back onto the field. Baya looking long, turning into space. Gerald Vikes applying the pressure. Batten gives it away. Vikes takes it. Gerald Vikes, good through ball to the right side for Crony, cuts back. Crony deflected off the post. Cruz Arroyo might have gotten a slight touch to it to get it onto the post. Deportivo Nacional living dangerously now defensively. Inter Moengo Tapoe has taken control of things, and here they come again. Up the right side, Crony squares it back for a shot that's deflected, and this time in. Cruz Arroyo got a piece of it, but not the whole thing. And it's 1-0 to Inter Moengo Tapoe. Attack led up the right side by Gilberto Crony and Romeo Castillo. Here's another look. See how many times this one might have deflected on the way in. There's the shot. 1, 2, 3 deflections. Sergino Eduard, the last to take a shot on it. For Inter Moengo Tapoe, hit the first man and the second defender who slid through. And then after that second change of direction, enough to get it offline for Jose Cruz Arroyo. Bounded off his leg and in. Sergino Eduard will get credit for it because his initial shot was going on target. But it certainly had some help along the way.
Su atención, por favor. Gol del número 24 del equipo de Surinam, Romeo Castillo. al minuto 20.
Moengo Tapoe now gets to play with a lead. Deportivo Nacional fortunate that it's only a 1-goal deficit. And Deportivo Nacional hoping this doesn't turn the way of the group stage in 2018, where Moengo Tapoe won 5-0. Deportivo Nacional still got through as one of the best finishing second-place teams of the group stage that year, where they once again met Moengo Tapoe in the semifinal and fell 4-0, losing both of their games by a combined 9-0 against this same foe in 2018. From a ways away, off the crossbar and in. What an equalizer for Deportivo Nacional. Joshua Aguirre gets it done. Pulled up, laces through it, bar down. Sherwin Dorson, not much he could do about that.
Atención, por favor, al minuto 17, al minuto 23, gol del número 17 del equipo Deportivo Nacional, Joshua Aguirre.
How's that for a quick response for Deportivo Nacional? Maybe that gets them back in the right direction as well. They started off the game on the right foot, Deportivo Nacional. Initially controlling the possession and the territory first 10 minutes or so. And then the switch just flipped in Moengo Tapoe's favor. Good step on the right side by De Sosa. Looking cross field for the captain, Oliveros. Almost fell through for Francois instead. Joel Baya, patient out of the back for Moengo Tapoe. That one curling in. It'll stay and sit for Brunswijk. Top of the area. Castillo couldn't get there. Kept in for Crony. In the middle. Castillo looking for it. Saved by Cruz Arroyo. And the flag up now for offside. Taken off the face by Harold Vikes. And now for a goal kick. Nearing the half an hour mark. Moengo Tapoe struck first, looking to get back on top here. Aldo Kwasi goes down, was looking for the penalty. But a clean tackle defensively. Did Ranger hold his run? He did not. The flag does come up on Kenroy Ranger. Quick strike from Joshua Aguirre just moments after the Moengo Tapoe goal. Got this right back to level pegging at 1-1. Squared back again. That's been the main operating attack for Moengo Tapoe. Take it up the right corner, get to the end line, square it back to the top of the box. It worked for the first goal. Play still alive here. Kwasi goes down and draws a corner out of it. Aldo Kwasi. Back inside for Edward. And finally cleared by Clarissa. Amo Ferry. They'll try the left side now through Darson. Very right side oriented the attack from Moengo Tapoe. Haven't done much up on this left side. Flag stayed down there. It was almost a free run through for Castile. Vikes turns. Looking for that ball in behind for Edward. Darson, Brunsvik. Patience here in the build from Moengo Tapoe. Waiting for a lane to open up, and that one dips just beyond the crossbar. Player went down for Deportivo Nacional. Back to his feet there in the middle of that back line. Emerson De Sosa was slow to get up. Cooling break for the players, half an hour in. These cooling breaks have become more of a mainstay in a post-COVID world. You'll find coaches on both sides of the fence. Some like it, some don't. Some will find that it cuts into the rhythm of the game. Others do enjoy it. It has a chance to almost serve as a mini halftime where you get a chance to talk some things over with your players, make some tweaks on the fly. many tweaks that need to be made for Inter Moengo Tapoe. They have controlled this game, the possession, the territory, the chances. It's 1-1 because of an absolute banger of a goal from Joshua Aguirre. See if that cooling break can be a jolt to Deportivo Nacional, who have been on their heels for the last 15-20 minutes. Fortunate to get that equalizer after that terrific strike by Aguirre, and they will now have a corner out of it. Aguirre, the goal scorer, will take the corner. Doesn't get it by the first man. Cleared away by Darson. Here's Aguirre again. Springs it forward, headed back into the arms of Sherwin Dorson. Dangerous there from Amo Ferry. Almost too good of a header toward that post, where it almost snuck in. Hard foul from Mikael Darson. Take another look at this one. De Sosa went down. Two arms there on the shoulder. Here's Aguirre again. You know he might be looking to shoot after the goal he already scored. Not on the same page, though, as Emerson De Sosa, who never made that run up the right side. Easy interception for Amo Ferry. And now Brunsvik looking upfield. Darson to Crony. Still Crony to the end line. He takes a shot that's saved by Cruz Arroyo. Kept the goalkeeper honest there. Well, you've seen Crony cut that back for a pass to the penalty mark a couple of times already. Gonna catch the keeper by surprise that time, but Cruz Arroyo ready and makes the stop. Flag up once again on Kenroy Ranger. Back line moving in unison for Inter Moengo Tapoe. And it's already 4 times they have trapped Deportivo Nacional offside. 10 minutes to go in this half. Joe Malfi here with you from Mayaguez, Puerto Rico at Estadio Centroamericano, Mayaguez. Deportivo Nacional of Aruba against Inter Moengo Tapoe of Suriname in yellow. Going forward once again, Brunsvik cuts into the tackle. Had space to the left, but cut right instead. Brunsvik was slow to get up, and now Castile has gone to the ground. Begins with a drop ball back to Sherwin Dorson. ball. Flag stays down for Gerald Vikes. Again, that same attack for Inter Moengo Tapoe, looking back to the top of the box. And again, the offside trap gets Deportivo Nacional on the other side. We're seeing a lot of the same attack from both teams, producing the same result. See which side can make the necessary tweaks to get something going. Deportivo Nacional keeps going long. They keep getting trapped offside. Inter Moengo Tapoe keeps going down each wing and squaring it back to the top of the box. But Deportivo Nacional ready for it, has bodies clogging that top of the box, not letting anything through. Vikes. Good step defensively by Darson. Cleared away by Banton. And all the way back for Dorson. Almo Ferry. Game opening up just a little bit after that cooling break. Each team picking up that second win going into the halftime break. Just 6 minutes to go plus added time before halftime. Overeager, Mikael Darson. If either side is able to come away with 3 points today, that team would be in terrific position to make it through to the semifinal, whether that's by winning Group C or emerging as that second place team, that best second place finisher. Remember though, it'll be an average of points per game to determine that best second place finisher, because 4 teams each in Groups A and B and 3 teams in Group C mean that we're not going to be comparing apples and oranges when we get to that final standings point. Teams in Groups A and B will have played 3 games each, while teams in Group C will have played 2 games each. Have to get it to a point of comparing apples and apples, so we'll go to averages instead of total points. From the corner, it's headed high by a wide open Edward Clarissa. Nobody marked him. Here's another look. Clarissa wide open. Serginho Edward made the decision to cut in and try to meet it at its highest point the ball, but misread it. Ended up flying on by and leaving his mark open. Francois couldn't keep it in. From a distance again, Aguirre. Confidence from his first goal, but a lot further away that time. Boot to the face, it looked like there. From Serginho Edward to Edward Clarissa. Here's a closer look. Rather, that's Alex Ramon who came flying in for the header and caught a cleat to the face. Just a couple minutes before halftime. Yellow card then issued as well to Serginho Edward. His shot led to the 3 separate deflections before the ball went in for the opening goal for Inter Moengo Tapoe. He managed to hit the man who was marking him, another defender sliding in the box, and then off the leg of Jose Cruz Arroyo, the goalkeeper, and in for a 1-0 lead. But just 2 minutes later, back to 1-1 on Joshua Aguirre's strike from about 30, 35 yards out. Final minute of play here in the first half, plus whatever stoppage time has in store. We've had a couple of injuries, and we had a cooling break, so might see 2 or 3 minutes added here at the end of the first half. Now Amalferi goes down after the challenge by Aguirre. Joel Baya coming in for a chat with the referee Ben Hoskins, pleading his case that, well, he gave the yellow card at the other end of the field. There's the card here for a late challenge. Three minutes tacked on here in the first half.
Damas y caballeros, el cuarto oficial ha indicado que se agregarán 3 minutos al primer tiempo de juego. As the gentleman, the fourth official has just announced 3 minutes will be added to the time of play of the first.
Over the top for Castillo. Shouts of handball as he brought that ball down. And Hoskins says to play on. Deflected by Castillo. Now Vikes. Edward back to Vikes. Here's Crony. Gilberto Crony lofts it up. Bruins Vikes header is saved by Cruz Arroyo. Trickling toward that far post, but not enough on it to get it by the goalkeeper. Played in toward Vikes. And cleared out for a corner kick. Minute and a half to go here in the first half, and a chance for Inter Moengo Tapoe to go back on top on a set piece. Davis Oliveros will take. Amalferi to the end line. Easy scoop there for Cruz Arroyo. Opted for the short corner. Amalferi's ball left a lot to be desired in the end. On the right side for De Souza. Flag stays down. De Souza forward. The shot shanked in the end by Kenroy Ranger. Rushed it just a little bit. I think he didn't realize how much time he actually had. That would have been something there for Deportivo Nacional if they could have scored a goal to end the half and take a lead into the break. Instead, we go into that break at 1-1. Moengo Tapoe struck first. Quick response from Deportivo Nacional. Level at 1 each going into halftime here in the 2022 Concacaf Caribbean Club Shield.
Damas y caballeros, el primer tiempo ha terminado con un marcador de equipo Deportivo Nacional de Aruba 1, equipo Moengo Tapoe de Surinam 1. First down has finished with a score of Deportivo Nacional 1, Moengo Tapoe 1. Guadalajara es la aerolínea oficial de la Concacaf Caribbean Club Shield 2022, orgullosamente conectándote desde 12 destinos en Estados Unidos al mundo a través de una red que sigue expandiendo, volando de forma más segura y ecológica. QatarAirways.com. Déjate inspirar por los colores de Puerto Rico. La vibrante paleta de colores de nuestra isla brindará el escenario perfecto para tu próximo evento. Conoce más en discoverpuertorico.com/sports. El Departamento de Recreación y Deportes cuenta con una amplia oferta académica, deportiva y recreativa a través de sus programas y del Instituto Puertorriqueño para el Desarrollo del Deporte y la Recreación. Para detalles, comunícate al 787-721-2800 o visita el Facebook Departamento de Recreación y Deportes. En Instagram, Twitter, Recrea y Deportes. Todos por el deporte.
Take a look now at highlights from half number 1 between Deportivo Nacional of Aruba and Moengo Tapoe of Suriname here in the first match of Group C play in the 2022 Concacaf Caribbean Club Shield from Mayaguez, Puerto Rico, a tournament that we haven't seen the last 2 years because of COVID, back again for what will be its final edition before an expanded Caribbean Club Championship in 2023. Early stages of this one, Deportivo Nacional found ways forward in the attack, but nothing came of it. And then Moengo Tapoe started to take control of the possession, of the chances, of every facet of this game, and they did it down that right side through Gilberto Crony, squaring balls back just like that. That was the first one of many from Crony coming down the right wing. Also, Damian Brunsvik on the left side. Same thing, always looking to square it back to the top of the box. They always had a runner. Brunsvik and Crony leading the way. And then back at the top of the box, it was always either Gerald Vikes or Sergino Edward there to take that shot. And here, Edward would take the shot that took a couple of deflections on the way through. And the final deflection actually belonged to Romeo Castile. And right away, down the other end, Joshua Aguirre from a ways away goes ahead and gets the goal to make it 1-1, where things would end in the first half. There were a couple of more chances here and there for Inter Moengo Tapoe, finding space going forward. This dipping shot from Giovanni Asabiji gave some trouble to Jose Cruz Arroyo, but not much in the end for either side. Aguirre's corner found a wide open Edward Clarissa for a header. That was the best chance then of that first half for Deportivo Nacional. An attack that should have been promising in the closing moments. Saw Kenroy Ranger through with time and space for a shot in the box, but he rushed it and pulled it well wide. And that'll do it. It's 1-1 after 45.
discoverpuertorico.com/sports. El Departamento de Recreación y Deportes cuenta con una amplia oferta académica, deportiva y recreativa a través de sus programas y del Instituto Puertorriqueño para el Desarrollo del Deporte y la Recreación. Para detalles, comunícate al 787-721-2800 o visita en Facebook Departamento de Recreación y Deportes. En Instagram y Twitter, Recrea y Deportes. Todos por el deporte. El fair play y el mutuo respeto son fundamentales en el fútbol. La conducta discriminatoria no está permitida. Les pedimos que respeten los principios del fair play y que tomen parte del fútbol con espíritu de unidad, respeto e igualdad. Di no a la discriminación.
Players back out onto the field for half number 2. Deportivo Nacional 1, Moengo Tapoe 1. 45 minutes to play here in their first group stage match in the 2022 Concacaf Caribbean Club Shield. Joe Malfa with you from Mayaguez, Puerto Rico, at Estadio Centroamericano, Mayaguez. Captain Davis Oliveros never really found any opportunities going forward in that first half for Deportivo Nacional. As that man in the middle, we'll see what half number 2 has in store. Here we go. First of 3 matches on this field today. All kickoff times pushed back a half an hour. And the flag goes up here. No goal. Flag up on Oliveros. He is just realizing it now. But possibly a good omen for Deportivo Nacional. Just mentioned that he struggled to find his way in that first half. Getting closer. But that offside trap of Inter Moengo Tapoe once again pays off. They trapped Deportivo Nacional 5 times in the first half. Davis Oliveros, Kenroy Ranger, the 2 strikers up there for Deportivo Nacional, struggling to time things. Now the other way, Gilberto Croni has it blocked. Second opportunity for Croni. Calmly plays back to Mikhail Darson. Just out of the reach of Brunsvik and cleared. Free kick on the way for Deportivo Nacional. Or not. Ben Hoskins came in calling the foul against Inter Moengo Tapoe. Had a quick chat with his assistant referee, Shirley Perello. Here's another look at it. Both players made contact. Who initiated it? No one really could have gone either way. Played through for Gerald Vikes. A busy first half for Vikes. Had 3 shots, all off target. But he was the man roaming the top of the area, waiting for that pass back from Brunsvik and Croni whenever they would cut up the wing. That one prompts a diving stop from Cruz Arroyo. Half-hearted strike from Mikhail Darson, but put it on target, forced the keeper to make a save, and earns a corner out of it. Aldo Kwasi gets it back. Couldn't find the handle on it. Vladimir Francois. Back for Cruz Arroyo. Played over the top to Ranger. Never got a touch to it. Just took his eye off of it at the last moment. Well done to keep it in and alive. Francois. Bounds through for a volley. Shouts of handball. Seemed like they had a case, Deportivo Nacional, but instead just out for a corner kick. Here's a look at that last chance that was called for offside. Joshua Aguirre out for the corner kick. Good start to the half for Deportivo Nacional. Finding a way through that Inter Moengo Tapoe back line. Creating a couple of chances, albeit one that didn't count because of an offside flag. Aguirre's corner. Didn't get it by the first man, Darson. Brunsvik and Vikes on the left side. Castile in an offside position. Has to get back. Vikes keeps. Now Brunsvik. From a ways away and a ways off target. Giovanni Asabiji, a hopeful strike from the back line. Deportivo Nacional hoping for some positivity here in the spring after their domestic season didn't go the way they intended to in Aruba. Foul here against Deportivo Nacional. They won the title in 2021 in Aruba's top flight. That's what got them here into this year's Caribbean Club Shield. They're down in 7th place this year with just 20 points through 16 matches. Out for Crony. On the ground, in front, chipped over the bar. Wouldn't have mattered because the flag went up, but how did Castile not get that one on target? It's Vikes again leading the attack. Back for Edward. Now Vikes again. Well defended by C.D. Banton. Here's Kenroy Ranger looking over the top for Aguirre. Ends up on the captain's feet. He pokes it by and in. Davis Oliveros, this time the flag stays down and it counts. Deportivo Nacional 2, Inter Moengo Tapoe 1. You could tell they were getting closer at the start of the second half. A couple of warning shots on the back end where Inter Moengo Tapoe was saved by the offside flag. But they were getting closer and it was only a matter of time before they beat that trap. Good vision and a good ball from Kenroy Ranger. Whether he was trying to get that to Joshua Aguirre or Davis Oliveros doesn't matter in the end. They were both in the area. Oliveros took it and finished it. And the captain puts his team ahead 2-1. A chance for revenge this afternoon for Deportivo Nacional. After these two teams played twice in 2018, once in the group stage, once in the semifinal. And Inter Moengo Tapoe won them both by a combined 9-0. Now it's Inter Moengo Tapoe hoping to respond quickly. They scored the opening goal. Deportivo Nacional responded 2 minutes later. Here in the final year of the Concacaf Caribbean Club Shield and Caribbean Club Championship. Both of those will give way to the Caribbean Cup launching in 2023 as the qualifying process for an expanded Concacaf Champions League, as we will wave goodbye to the Scotiabank Concacaf League in 2023. The winner of the Club Shield in this tournament will face the 4th place finisher of the Concacaf Caribbean Club Championship, which takes place next month in a 1-game playoff to determine the final spot, the final berth, I should say, in the 2022 Scotiabank Concacaf League, which Inter Moengo Tapoe made last year, and they're hoping to get back there. They made it all the way to the final of a modified Flow Caribbean Club Championship in 2021. Before we get to the set piece, Penn Hoskins has some work to do. Arranging a meet and greet between Edward Clarissa and Romeo Castillo, who has the lone goal for Inter Moengo Tapoe. A very subtle deflection he made in front of the goal. Slipped it by Jose Cruz Arroyo. Ambitious from the free kick. And an opportunity squandered for a team now trailing for the first time today. 31 Caribbean Football Union member associations here in CONCACAF. 27 of them have their domestic leagues classified as non-professional. Those are the 27 that are able to submit a team for entry in the CONCACAF Caribbean Club Shield. 11 did so, split into 3 separate groups here in this year's tournament. Groups A and B, 4 teams each. Group C, just 3 teams. Winners of the 3 groups will get through to the semifinal, as will the best second place finisher, and that will be determined by an assessment of the average points earned per game, and then for tie-breaking purposes, you get to average goal differential, average goal score, everything in average, because Group C teams will play just 2 group matches. Teams in Groups A and B will play 3 group matches. Good move by Crony up the right wing. Gilberto Crony still with it. All the way to the end line, floats it in front. Vikes couldn't do anything with it. Brunsvik keeps alive. Back for Edouard. Hummel Ferry. Kwasi. Back to Crony, waited too long. Allowed Clarissa to get his slide in and clear it away. And now Clarissa slow to get up. Gives an opportunity for a sub here for Inter Moengo Tapoe. Irvin Jan Aloy into the match for Sergino Edward. And Donaghy Fair into the match for Damian Brunsvik. Here's Kwasi looking for Crony and just shielded out at the end line by Leonardo Colmenares.
El número 7, Donaghy Fair, sale el número 10, Damian Brunsvik. Entra a juego el número 26, Evan Mahoy. Sale de juego el número 14, Sergino Edward.
Heavy challenge from behind by Mikkel Darson, and right to the pocket goes Ben Hoskins. Leaves Davis Oliveros down injured. His goal has his team up right now. Coming just minutes into the second half. Third change on the way already for Inter Moengo Tapoe. Romeo Castillo will exit.
Damas y caballeros, su atención por favor. Tarjeta amarilla demostrada al jugador número 5 del equipo Inter Moengo. Mikkel Darson al minuto 52. Sustitución por el equipo Inter Moengo. Entra a juego el número 21, Mikkel Mo.
Mikel Mole into the match for Romeo Castillo.
El minuto 61.
No rush for Jose Cruz Arroyo. Game slowing down a tad here, just past the hour mark. And you can see Ben Hoskins motioning to the watch here as he chats with Mikel Mole. Ball will be tacked on at the end. The Inter Moengo Tapoe players not happy with the pace of play. Ever since they took that 2-1 lead, these Deportivo Nacional players have gone down a bit more. Maybe lingered down a bit more. Alex Ramon, the one taken off to the sideline. Keep an eye on whether he's able to come back in or not. Back to the action now. Ball in the hands of Jose Cruz Arroyo. As long as the 2022 Concacaf Caribbean Club Shield champion meets the criteria necessary to participate in the Scotiabank Concacaf League, there will be a play-in on May 24th between the fourth-place finisher of the Concacaf Caribbean Club Championship and the champion of this tournament for that final berth in Scotiabank Concacaf League. That's what these teams are playing for. Of course, you get this trophy added to your trophy case, but also a chance to go further and compete in that CONCACAF tournament. Inter Moengo Tapoe knows what it means to be there after qualifying through last year's modified, expanded 2021 Flow CONCACAF Caribbean Club Championship. And now another player down for Deportivo Nacional. Might be Alex Ramon again, actually. ever since Inter Moengo Tapoe went down 2-1 a dozen minutes ago, they haven't really had a chance to get into any sort of rhythm to try and get that goal back. Some fouls, some players down, have made this game very choppy here past the hour mark. Kwasi to Crony and back again. Jan Aloy just subbed in moments ago. Tucks it inside for Darson on a yellow card. Taken down by Jan Aloy. Looking for Crony. Kwasi back as an option and gets it. Naldo Kwasi loose in the box and cleared away by Aguirre. Heavy tackle here by Kenroy Ranger, and a straight red. Wow. Hoskins immediately reached for the pocket. Question was which color would the card be, and it's red. No hesitation about it. Second look at the replay, that might be a harsh one. Kenroy Ranger didn't make any contact with the ball, of course, as he turned around and tried to clear the ball away, got all body. But the studs weren't showing. He got him with the top of the boot. He'll feel unlucky to be sent off. On a challenge like that, it's no question if the studs are showing. Be sent off on a challenge with the top of the boot like that leaves some questions. Ben Hoskins was sure though, and he had great positioning on it. He was right there, saw it the whole way. Every now and then fans will get on referees for maybe being in the wrong spot and try to make a call like that. He was right there, so right on top of it. Trust his eyes over anybody else's. And it leaves Deportivo Nacional down a man but up a goal and making a couple of changes. Alex Ramon will exit for Gendrick May. And Javier Morales entered the match as well.
Damas y caballeros, su atención, por favor, sustitución para el equipo Deportivo Nacional en el minuto 69.
And Morales came in for Carabali. So both of those players that actually went off the field for Deportivo Nacional in the last few minutes are subbed off there. Ramon and Carabali for May and Morales. And now up a goal, but down a man, Deportivo Nacional. Amo Ferry on the free kick. Wasn't far off. Taken in the middle by Clarissa. Won cleanly by Mikel Darson. Darson's a man now who has to be careful for Inter Moengo Tapoe. On that yellow card, has been physical throughout the day. Don't want to give that manpower advantage back right after you got it. Kenroy Ranger again just sent off moments ago. Straight red for a challenge in the middle of the park. 20 minutes to go. Deportivo Nacional will just commit all the numbers back behind the ball now. Hope to keep this one where it is at 2-1. Puts Emerson de Sosa down for Deportivo Nacional. Souza's legs just caught underneath him as he came in for that challenge, it appears, caught up on the turf. Through here to Crony. Active day down the right side. Crony, it's deflected. Kept alive at the back post and then saved. Dangerous attack from Moengo Tapoe. Now making the most of that man advantage. Over to Asabiji. Now Kwasi. Give and go between Kwasi and Crony. Those two connecting again. Falls to the top of the area now for Crony. Lines it up, chips it in, looking for Kwasi. Kept it around the corner by Crony. Heavy tackle, ball out. Is it a penalty or a corner? It's a penalty. Delayed decision from Ben Hoskins, but he points to the spot in the end. Maybe a quick chat with his assistant referee. It was either going to be a corner or a penalty. Decision was penalty. Edward Clarissa got a lot of the ball, but that trail leg also caught the leg of Crony. Joel Baya now will position the penalty. Rain falling again in Mayaguez. Remember, we were delayed by a half an hour. Hopefully the thunderstorms stay away. We could deal with the wet stuff, not the electric stuff. Baya from the penalty mark scores. 2-2 with 15 to go. First match of Group C. And it is setting a high bar for excitement. 4 goals split right down the middle. Cruz Arroyo guesses right. And the shot stays down the middle. Wind and rain now picking up. Ronaldo Kemble comes into the match for Gerald Vikes. What role will the weather play in the last quarter of an hour? Turf has been playing slick all afternoon anyway because of the rains that soaked before kickoff. Oliveros. Now Aguirre, the 2 goal scorers combining for Deportivo Nacional. Aguirre scored the first in the first half. Oliveros the second, just a few minutes into the second half. Romeo Castile had the opening goal for Inter Moengo Tapoe before he was subbed out. Can they go up here? Save made by Cruz Arroyo. Almost going on top. Inter Moengo Tapoe right after they tied. Mikel Mole had a chance at it. Remember, they're playing up a man as well. 65th minute, red card was shown to Kenroy Ranger. Kwasi to Crony. Cuts it across. Inter Moengo Tapoe takes the lead. Through the rain, Ronaldo Kemble scores just 2 minutes after coming on. Gilberto Crony has been terrific down the right wing all day, creating all these opportunities for Inter Moengo Tapoe. Finally, someone gets on the end of it and finishes it off. How this game has changed in the span of 10 minutes. At the 65-minute mark, Deportivo Nacional up 2-1. Teams playing 11v11. That's where the game changed. Straight red to Kenroy Ranger. Since then, 2 goals for Inter Moengo Tapoe. And Ronaldo Kemble scores his just a minute after coming on. Can Inter Moengo Tapoe get a 3rd win in this tournament over Deportivo Nacional, with 2 of them coming in 2018. Once in the group stage, once in the semifinal by a combined 9-0. Not the same dominance in this one. They had to come from behind in the second half. But looking for more now, up a goal and up a man. And a corner on the way. Deportivo Nacional preparing a sub. Henry Nunez into the match for Vladimir Francois. Up the right flank for Donaghy Fair. Taken down by Nunez. Back to Fair. In front. Kemble had a chance once again. Ten minutes to go. Inter Moengo Tapoe in total control of this one. Deportivo Nacional hasn't been able to get anything going in possession of the ball ever since they went down a man. And the man they lost, Kenroy Ranger, had the brilliant assist on the goal that initially put Deportivo Nacional up 2-1. So an important piece missing as well. Cut back to Kwasi, curled to the far post. Parried aside by Cruz Arroyo. Good idea from Naldo Kwasi to just skim it off the wet turf, looking for that back corner. Hits it first time. Cruz Arroyo almost seemed a bit surprised by how quick it was off the turf, but with the rain we've seen in the last 10 minutes, that's to be expected. Bounces like that. Clipped over the top for Donaghy Fair. Cut back for Mikel Mole, top of the area. Pulled back by Crony on the right foot. It's blocked. Looking increasingly likely that it'll be Inter Moengo Tapoe picking up all 3 points here and going atop Group C. Into the middle. Just nothing connecting the Deportivo Nacional back line to the front line in this second half. Midfield dominated by Inter Moengo Tapoe. The one link-up player was Kenroy Ranger, and then the red card happened. Donaghy Fair inside to Kemble. He goes down. Clean tackle. There's Ben Hoskins. Over the top again for Davis Oliveros. Here's Crony. Black stays down, in alone. Deflected in the middle. Still alive and now grabbed by Cruz Arroyo. Could Crony have just taken the shot himself there? He's been very selfless all day. That time might have been better to be selfish. Cheve Wadwani getting ready to check in for Deportivo Nacional. Donaghy Fair over the top. Was looking for Ronaldo Kwasi. No hurry here for Sherwin Dorson. Taken down by Crony. Here comes that sub for Deportivo Nacional. Yeah, waved off. They'll keep playing instead. Well, the next step for Deportivo Nacional, if they go on to lose this game, they must win their next one if they're going to have any chance at qualifying for the semifinal as that best second place finisher. That next matchup will come against Golden Lion FC of Martinique. Remember, all 3 group winners go to the semifinal, in addition to the best second place finisher, which will come down to an average points earned per game as the deciding factor rather than just total points, because teams in groups A and B have the advantage of an extra game played over teams in Group C. 4 teams each in Groups A and B, just 3 here in Group C. Up the wing for Darson. Puts it in front, and that will make it 4-2 Inter Moengo Tapoe on their way to a victory here. It's Mikel Mole who scores as a substitute. 4 changes have been made by Inter Moengo Tapoe, and 2 of those subs have come on and scored. Misjudged by Jose Cruz Arroyo. Nobody went with Mikel Mol. And an easy tap in to make it 4-2. Just 3 minutes to go now, and my has this game changed in the last 10 minutes. Just after the 65th minute, Deportivo Nacional was up a goal, 2-1, but they went down a man when Kenroy Ranger was sent off with a straight red. And then in the span of 3 minutes, from the 72nd to the 75th, Inter Moengo Tapoe made it 2-2, then 3-2. And just a couple of minutes ago, now 4-2. And they find some more. There's Wadwani checking in for De Souza. Crony tried to square it in the middle. Donaghy Fair drops it back, deflected on the way through. Everything going Inter Moengo Tapoe's way now. That ball deflects past Jose Cruz Arroyo. Let's see who it touched last. The shot came from Ronaldo Kemble. Tough to tell who it deflected off of. That makes 4 second-half goals for Inter Moengo Tapoe, all coming after they went up a man. That red card for Kenroy Ranger looming large. In-house PA announcer gives credit to the goal for Ronaldo Kemble. That would be his second of the day. In the 90th minute now. Scoreline does not indicate really the way this game was played for the first 75 minutes. Five minutes of stoppage time at the end of this one. No hurry now for Inter Moengo Tapoe. Just playing it around the back. Crony finds space to Kwasi. Deportivo Nacional just ran out of steam. They had a couple of players go down injured just past the hour mark. Then the red card came. Free kick on the way for the team in yellow. Deportivo Nacional was hoping for a positive note here at the end of their 2021-2022 campaign. Kwasi curls it to the back post. It doesn't look like Deportivo Nacional is going to have things go their way. Their only way through now would be as the best second place finisher. The best they can do is end with 3 points. Only one more group match to be played here in Group C, where there are only 3 teams. So they're going to have to hope elsewhere for a lot of ties, where a lot of points go to the cutting room floor. After winning the domestic trophy in Aruba in 2021, they are in 7th place domestically out of 10 this year. So not the same domestic campaign success. It doesn't look like they're going to be on the way to Concacaf Caribbean Club Shield success. Moengo Tapoe caught up in some controversy last year in the Scotiabank Concacaf League. Looking for a rebirth this year. Chance to get back to that tournament. Here's Crony. Top of the area, deflected off the referee. Play continues. That one over the bar from Donaghy Fair. A win like this puts Moengo Tapoe in a great position to go through to the semifinal. Whoever wins this tournament, so long as they're eligible for the Scotiabank Concacaf League, they will play the 4th place finisher of May's Caribbean Club Championship. And that 1-game playoff on May 24th will determine which team gets that final berth in the Scotiabank Concacaf League. Final minute now of stoppage time. Free kick on the way for Moengo Tapoe. The result of this game, not any doubt. The only thing that still might change is that final scoreline with this set piece. Driven in, loose in front after Cruz Arroyo missed it. Still time maybe for one more goal here for Moengo Tapoe, which is important because goal difference could come into play. Stepping aside, Donaghy Fair lays it off for Mikel Mo. Now Mikel Darson. And his pass backward will bring the final whistle, a 5-2 victory for Moengo Tapoe to begin play in the 2022 Concacaf Caribbean Club Shield. They will sit atop Group C at the end of the day with a 5-2 win over Deportivo Nacional of Aruba.
Damas y caballeros, el marcador final del partido de esta tarde de la Caribbean Club Shield de la Concacaf es Equipo Deportivo Nacional 2, Equipo Moengo Tapoe 5. The final score for this afternoon's Concacaf Caribbean Club Shield game is Inter Moengo Tapoe 5, Deportivo Nacional 2. Qatar Airways, la aerolínea oficial de la Concacaf Caribbean Club Shield 2022, orgullosamente conectándote desde 12 destinos en Estados Unidos al mundo a través de una red que sigue expandiendo. Volando de forma más segura y ecológica, QatarAirways.com. Concacaf agradece el extraordinario apoyo de los socios del torneo. Concacaf thanks the extraordinary support of the tournament's partners.
A look back at the final highlights from the 5-2 victory of Inter Moengo Tapoe over Deportivo Nacional in the opening match of the 2022 Concacaf Caribbean Club Shield. Early on, first half, back and forth between these two teams. Neither side really with too many opportunities. If you would have told someone midway through the first half that this game would have ended 5-2, I think they would have thought you were lying. Not many chances. This was one of the few in the first half from Gerald Vikes. Some promising attacks going forward, but neither side really able to do much with it until this one was tapped in by Romeo Castillo. Got it through the legs on that last-minute deflection. And then on the other side, Joshua Aguirre just lines up from about 30 yards and knocks that one home. Supply the service on this corner that Clarissa couldn't get on target. Now Kenroy Ranger picks his head up and picks out the run from Davis Oliveros. Slips by the back line, chests it down, pokes it home. 2-1 at the 55-minute mark. And then just the next couple of 10-minute periods would change things drastically. In the 65th minute, this straight red card against Kenroy Ranger would change the whole game. You could see the shock on his face. Felt that he made the tackle with the top of the boot, not the bottom. Shown the red regardless. And then from there, it was all Inter Moengo Tapoe. This penalty comes 72nd minute. Converted by Joel Baya. Then the rains came. A minute later, Ronaldo Kemble scores. He had just come in as a sub right after Joel Baya scored. And then down the wing, Mikhail Darson slips all the way through. Easy tap in for Mikhail Mol. And then just to wrap things up, Kemble's shot deflected on the way through, and it made it 5-2. Inter Moengo Tapoe, a big victory here in the first match of Group C. Still more action to come here at Estadio Centroamericano Mayaguez in Mayaguez, Puerto Rico, as we get into Group B play here in the 2022 Concacaf Caribbean Club Shield. Kickoff of the next match is set for 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Stick with us.